Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Lewis here with Crypto Elite. Today's date is Monday, December 19th, and we're going to go into the market update, try to get some trades, see where things are. Obviously, it's been pretty bad lately, and so maybe, hopefully, we'll get to the point of turning around, but honestly, it doesn't really look like it. So let's dive in. I'm going to go start off with the total market cap, then Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Link, and then a couple others, and also the stock market and the DXY. And before I get started, if you could just give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel. And once you do that, we could get to it. Okay, so we're going to start off with the total market cap. You could see that we were just above $3 trillion, and we are currently all the way down to under 1 trillion, actually under $800 billion. We are really at $750 billion right now. So the total market cap for all of cryptocurrency right now is sitting at $750 billion, which honestly is not a lot for the value that cryptocurrency brings. So I do believe that cryptocurrency will one day be or have a total market cap worth over $7 trillion and eventually over $10 trillion. So the fact that it's under $1 trillion right now is quite astonishing. And that makes me really think that basically any of these prices for Bitcoin, for Ethereum are really good. So that is one thing that I just want to mention. And I guess I will make another video just going over my full strategy. But I will say that right now, part of my strategy does involve dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few other altcoins with the majority of my account. And then I have a separate account that I use for trading. And I actually have just connected that second account to an API connected tracker called CoinMarketMan. And so this right here is CoinMarketMan. And you could see that you could connect your Bybit account up to it and trade, and it tracks all of your trades. So that is what I did. And I will be updating this every single month so that I could just, see exactly how many trades I've taken, my profit, my loss, and everything like that. So that's going to be really, really cool. So far for December, I think I am down slightly. I'm down a few percent because December hasn't been a good month, but that just goes to show you the realities of trading. Some months you make money, some months you lose money. And sometimes if you are in it at the right time, you can make more money than you've ever known ever. And so that's basically what I've learned trading is. And that's also what I've learned what trading is from some of the top traders in the world. They would say that, you could go months or even years making very, very little money and even ultimately losing some money during that time. But if you're in it at the right time and you get the right strategy and you do it right, you do it correctly, then in that 4 or 5 month period, then you'll make more money than you would have made if you would have just had a job or done anything else, right? So you could make 10 years, the amount of money that it would take you to save for 10 years, you can make that in just a few months by trading, but those few months only come around every few years. So maybe you'll go 3-4 years without making much, and then on the 5th year, you'll make 10 years or 20 years worth of income. And so that's why I do it. That's why I do it. And that's what happened. That's what happened in 2020 through 2021 or 2020 through mid 2021. And so this is going to be really cool to track all of this and track my account so we could see what my trading account is compared to just buying and holding Bitcoin from around $21,000 or something. I think that's the price that it was when I first started the account. And so that's going to be really, really cool because most people say that traders lose money. Most traders lose money. So this will be, a transparent way to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so now let's get back to the charts and looking at the total market cap, we can see that right here, okay, so what I did was I took the Fibonacci, right, from the bottom from this entire leg up, and this was the 78.6, and it had a lot of support around here, and I mean, and it did have the support at the 61.8 as well, and the 50% as well, and the 38.2% as well, which is why I like this Fibonacci that I put down. If you don't know, Fibonacci is like my favorite tool or indicator on the charts, and so I like this. And so typically the 88% gets hit during these bear markets. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the total market cap fall down to $625.774 billion. Right? Obviously, I would like to be in before that. The only other thing that I just noticed is that there is this right here. So potentially total market cap could fall even further down to 500 billion or 600. It looks like 577 to 513 billion dollars, because this is a very key point. And then of course down here where the previous market cycle pretty much started, if we just go all the way, if we retrace all the way back down to the previous market cycle, like really like right after COVID, right when it started, that would be $300 billion. And if we go all the way down to the COVID levels, then that's $135 billion, which is, how crazy is that? How crazy is it that the crypto market cap was under $100 billion just a few years ago, just 2 years ago or 3 years ago about now? It was nearly $100 billion, and it went from 100 billion all the way up to $3 trillion. And now it's coming back down again. Personally, I think there are way too many institutions, there are way too many people with big pockets that are dumping their money into Bitcoin, into cryptocurrencies now, for the cryptocurrency total market cap to ever come back down to these levels, because $500 billion is not a lot of money on the global scale of things, considering that gold market cap and equities and the real estate market and so many other things, all these other markets, have trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. And even just funds and banks such as Fidelity and BlackRock and things like that, they have trillions of dollars under management. So thinking that the total market cap will fall down below, say, $500 billion, $500 billion, that doesn't seem too plausible to me, because Fidelity, BlackRock, all these other big institutions, I think, will be having their money be put into it, and just keeping it stable, at that point. Nothing is impossible. Obviously, nothing's impossible. We never know what's going to happen. We never know what could happen. Ultimately, though, I think Bitcoin will be reaching over $200,000, whether that's in the next 2 years or whether that's in the next 5 years. Doesn't really matter to me, because you're never going to get you might find a 10x or 20x in other places, but you're not going to find it in places that are traditional, like the stock market or real estate or things like that, unless, of course, something happens like what happened in 2020. So anyway, that's the total market cap. We are below the 2020/2021 year close and open. So and the 2018 top right here. This is the 2018 top. So we are below the 2018 top. I don't really like that. And if we do fall back below here, then I would definitely aim, if we fall down below 735 billion, I would aim for the $630 billion area. And so that is the total. Yeah, that's the total market cap on the monthly chart. You can see this is the monthly chart. It really, obviously, it looks like crap. Everything looks like crap. So I'm going to also look at the stock market. So let's look at the stock market now. This one was pretty obvious, and we're going to look at the big picture stuff. So the big picture stuff is that I really want to get into being more risk on at the 61.8, which is 3,200. So this is where I'm aiming. This is where I am aiming for the stock market, and potentially if the crypto market bottoms with the stock market. Whenever the stock market reaches here, this is when I would want to really be putting a lot of money into the stock market and into cryptocurrencies. Unless something else happens, of course, depending on other things. But yeah, the 3,200, that is my goal for the stock market. If we go down to the weekly level, we can see that we've had these rejections constantly getting rejected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, just rejection, rejection, rejection. So we have this clear line. Actually crushed it with this from the last update. You know, this was the area, the shorting area. And so we did have that huge spike up. That was literally called it perfectly. So happy about that. I just wish that I traded stocks more. I need to have an account. I need to put more money into my stock account and just trade stocks like I trade crypto, because right now stocks are acting like it's way easier to trade the S&P 500. I mean, literally, this was an absolutely easy short, and this was a very easy short as well. So typically, and so just continuing with the overview, we're in a downtrend. I don't see it reversing anytime soon. Because I don't see I don't see the buyers. You know, we might hear some news and stuff that's bullish, but we need buyers. You know, we need actual buyers, and I don't think that we're gonna be getting them until we reach this macro 61.8 level of 3,200. So I'm just continuing to think that we're gonna go down. However, there is something that may be bullish. So let's look at that, and that's actually the dollar. Okay, so here we are looking at the dollar, and if we go to the weekly chart, you could see, you know, that the dollar basically had this big decline in value in 2017, caused the 2017 bull market, and then it had a big decline in value in 2020 and most of 2021, which caused this big decline in the dollar and a big market rally, you know, the bull market for 2020, 2021 in crypto and stocks. And then it just went on this absolute tear, and as the dollar increased, the value of cryptocurrencies decreased, because the value of cryptocurrencies are denominated in the dollar. So if Bitcoin is going against the dollar, but the dollar is surging, going super, super high and getting higher and higher and higher, well, then the value of Bitcoin relative to the dollar will be getting lower and lower and lower. Same thing with everything else, like stocks, gold, and all of that. So the fact that the dollar surged past this multi-year all-time high, and then eventually hit my target up here, which is actually incredible that it hit 115 literally precisely, like, and then started to go down. It came all the way down, and now it's at the support for the previous year, you know, for the previous range, right? So now it's at the support. That is scary. So actually, I just said when I was going over the stocks that we might have something that's bullish. I meant to say something that's very bearish. This is the complete opposite, literally the complete opposite of bullish. The only thing that could be bullish, though, what might be bullish, is if the dollar breaks down below here. If the dollar can break down below this area, this huge support area, you know, then we might be in like the territory of seeing a very big surge in crypto and stocks. Because if it breaks down, retests the support as resistance, and then comes all the way back down again, then that would be huge, because this would be basically a reclaim back into this range, which would be super bearish for the dollar, super bullish for everything else. However, that's very unlikely to happen, considering that it's such a significant support, right? So it's such a significant support that the most likely scenario is that it just bounces back up, and now we stay in this range. However, is the Fed going to pivot? Is something going to stabilize with the world economy currencies, with the world currencies? You never know. You don't know what's going to happen. So I'm looking at this, right? And this is what I see. I see the dollar, it fell from resistance. It fell back to the support. Okay. It had a nice bounce. and then it came down and it had a really big buyback. So it had a big buyback. That's bullish, and it's in a downtrend. It's in a downtrend on the daily. Let's look at the 12-hour. Let's go down a little bit further. It's in a downtrend. So it needs to make a lower low. It needs to continue to make lower lows. If the dollar comes up and does something like this, it's probably gonna just start its rally again, and then everything's gonna be just screwed pretty much. So I'm looking at the dollar. It's at a key level. It's at a very key level. So because this is at a key level, so here's how you could put multiple things together, right? The dollar is at a key support. If the dollar goes up, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are going to go down. So because of that uncertainty in the dollar and the probability that the dollar will more likely go up than down, which will make Bitcoin go down, have a higher probability of going down, I want to put less risk on longing. I want to put more risk on shorting, okay? Because that logically, that's what makes sense, right? So this is the dollar, and that's how it comes into play with trading cryptocurrencies. Okay, so now let's get into Bitcoin. I'm going to start off on the big market cycle theory that I sort of have, which is that sometime in 2023, the Fed will pivot and Bitcoin will go up. Quantitative tightening will stop because there will not be enough, the interest rate will be too high for the US to sustain it. And quantitative easing will begin again. And then interest rates will be cut and the dollar will go down. So I believe that will happen sometime in 2023. Second quarter is probably when it's going to happen. So sometime over here. And when this happens, I do believe that Bitcoin will see a huge rally, potentially up to $30,000 to $33,000. I don't think that will be sustained. I do think that it will come back down. I don't know if it will come back down and create new lows, or if it'll come back down to $20,000 and then just remain around $20,000 for the time being, for the next year or so. In March 2024, the Bitcoin halving will happen, and usually the Bitcoin halving does represent a huge milestone in Bitcoin and the beginning of the bull market, or at least a few months into the bull market. However, I think that might be played out, so I wouldn't put too much emphasis on it. I just don't really see it Bitcoin going through another bull market rally that soon. I think that might be a little too quick. So I would assume that would be late. It would be more like late 2024 that the Bitcoin bull market will start, or the cryptocurrency bull market will happen again, and there'll be a new cycle. Additionally, if prices do fall back to these levels, which is 8, 9, 10,000, I'm actually going to already be all in at around 12 to 14 or 14 to $12,000. But if they do fall down to 10 or below, then I might just start selling everything I have, like my car and possibly my apartment that I bought during the bull market, and a few other things. So that's really like if it falls under 10, I might have to go all out. I'll probably take out loans and just do everything I can. Obviously, that's not financial advice, but at 14 is when I'll really start stacking in. So this is the big market picture. So let's go down into here. So as I've mentioned previously on a bunch of different times, I try to reiterate it over and over and over and over again. The market cycle from 2013 saw a drop of 85 to 86%. The market cycle of 2018 saw a fall of 82 to 83% in Bitcoin. And now if we have the 82 to 86% drop, that could have us fall all the way down to potentially $9,900. So just around $10,000 for that 85% drop. Which is what we've seen the last few cycles. For the 82% drop, that's around $12,000. And for the 80% drop, that's around 13. Or you can use the weekly chart Fibonacci level from the bottom of right here, which is the bottom of the Fibonacci, to the top right here, which is the bottom of the market right before the bull market started, to the top of the bull market for Bitcoin, and the 88% is at $12,594. So I did mention 14,000. I'll be all in at 14,000. I'm actually going to be all in before, after that. If it has to drop to at least 13,000, because I do want to front run this. I will definitely want to front run this 88%. But I could see it coming down here. I could totally see it coming down to $13,700, something like that. Or just $13,000, maybe $12,600, somewhere around this area. I could see it as a possibility. But if it does, that is such a big level to me that I would want to go in, and I would, even if I'm wrong, I would just wait until there's a mean reversion, and I would get out, and I would just hold. I would basically just be holding it. So that's Bitcoin on the higher time frame. Let's look at the lower time frame chart. Oh, well, the one other thing I want to mention is that this right here, this is 406 days since the top in November, and 406 days. You can look 406 days from the top to the bottom of last cycle. That was 406 days. And from the top to the bottom of the cycle in 2013, 406 days. So this is 406 days has just passed since the top of the last cycle. I don't think that this is the bottom because there's too many variables and we're in a different market environment than we were in 2013 and 2015 and 2017, 2018. So I think that I would still be cautious. I wouldn't just say, oh, 406 days, I'm going to go all in, right? No, I'm not going to do that. But it is interesting. It's definitely interesting to say, to think about that. And I'm not sure if I have any other things. Nope, that was about it for the big range. The other things that I want to say is that the 2017 highs were right here at $19,891. So until we're above here, we're in the range of 13,763 to 19,800. So we're in this range basically, but between this orange line and this orange line, if you bring it back. So here's the top, here's the bottom. You can see this was the resistance, and you honestly, you could bring this down here and say that we're in the range between 12,700 and 20,000. It's a big range. I just prefer to have it be right around here. So yeah, we're in this range. We're in this huge range. It's huge range. What else can you do? And so that's on the higher time frames. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. BTC. All right, let's go into the lower time frames and do some analysis. So I'm gonna look at actually, first off, weekly. Let me use this chart instead. Weekly, look at that. That's bad. That is a very bad weekly candle. You don't want it. You don't want a candle like that. That's very bad for the weekly time frame. So considering this is a terrible weekly time frame, we're most likely going to end up seeing more downside. I do think that we could get all the way back up to 17.2 to 17.5 because on the daily and the 12-hour it's possible, but the weekly, yeah, that just looks horrendous. So weekly looks bad. Now let's go down into the lower time frames. So we set the chart. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's look at the market structure and other things going down. So this is really what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on creating this short setup. It was either this one or this one. It looks, this top one or this bottom one. It looks like the bottom one played out. But we still have 2 hours for there to be a swing failure pattern right above here. So if this closes above here, then it might be a solid long. It might be a solid longing opportunity to do a long like this. Let me do this, bring this up and bring this right around. This could be right around here. that could be a possible longing opportunity. Let me go into the lower time frames now. So you can see that this is a demand zone. You know, we fell down. We had some constellation. We had some consolidation right here, some accumulation before pumping. And we also, this was resistance. It was support. It was support. So this is a demand zone or support area. So if we can look down here, see some type of market structure break back to the upside, that would be bullish. So I would look for something like this. And as soon as we get something like this, where this market structure is breaks to the upside, I would look for a long to basically long it up here. And that would be my trade. Obviously, it's not there yet. We don't know what's going to happen. But this would be what I would look for. Okay, so just to get a little bit more granular with it, I went down into the 1 hour and actually let me start off on the 12 hour. So I have a different chart, so it's not so convoluted. But basically, you can see we have this down move right here before the move up that broke the market structure and created the top. And then we had the move down. So typically, the move down before the move up that breaks the market structure is an order block, right? So this is a bullish order block. But when the price just smashed right through it, it became a breaker. So when a bullish order block gets ran through like this, it becomes a bearish breaker. And that's the place that you want to short. So you would short here and you would probably put a trade on something like this. Targeting right here. So a 2.64R trade, something like that, right? And then, and you would do that after this leg down, right? And if you would have done that, then if we go down to the 1 hour time frame, that would have worked out really well because we had this spike up into the breaker. And it wasn't just a spike up, but it was actually a swing failure pattern above the 1 hour range highs into the breaker, which would have been even more confluence. So then after this happened, you could have actually added more onto your trade, right? Pretty much like right here, you could have added more on to your trade and lowered your stop a little bit. And then once we got the breakdown, probably would have wanted to lower your stop all the way down here. Or you could have lowered your stop to right here, to this swing failure pattern right here, and added more to create this 2.46 R trade. So that was well, actually, wait a minute. This trade would have been a 2.46. Let me go back down here. Put this like that, 2.7 R trade. So it would have been, you would have had a higher RR if you would have like managed this perfectly and all that stuff. And now what I'm hoping for, or what happened, is that we had the breakdown, right? And we got the range lows. This breakdown right here was essentially a market structure break of the lows that we had of this tight range. And then of course we had the rejection right here. And then this right here was the market structure break of the actual lows of the wicks on the lower time frame. So now that we have this, what would be the most ideal situation would be move back up into the range. And this is a bearish order block because it's the move up before the down move that broke the market structure. But what I'm hoping for is that this becomes a breaker in that we just simply move back above it. So let me go into a higher time frame. So what I'm hoping for is that on I guess on the 1 hour, it would have to be on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we just print. We maybe have one more wick down to around $16,250, somewhere around here, and then we come all the way back up and reclaim this, and then have a move up, and that would be a really good long opportunity. I'm going to long down here, just to do that because I think that there's a probability that we will end up shooting up. But ideally, you would want to wait on the lower time frame for the market to give you your entry. And so that would be Bitcoin right now. I do still think 17.2 to 17.3, 17.4 even. I would say 17,355 would be the max. I would definitely want to take profits here, and I will be shorting all up in here at the 17,300 level, and I will be selling a spot up into here as well. So this is the most ideal thing for Bitcoin. If this doesn't happen, then I would say next big area. Well, let's go back to this one. We do have this big area of support down here. So this, 16,200, that would be the area to long. And you would have to wait until the price comes back down here, potentially put in a swing failure pattern below right here, because I'm sure there's this area is a big demand area. So I would probably look for longs down there, maybe on the higher time frame. Let's see if we can do the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top and see where we are. So we hit the 61.8. Bounced a little bit and then fell back down. So usually I would do it like this. I wouldn't count these huge wicks. So now we're at the 61.8 that I would personally count this to be the 61.8, and we're bouncing off of that. So that's why I like this area as a long, and that's why I'm longing this right now. So let's go to the 12-hour. Maybe we could do that and bring this up a little bit. Yeah, it's all the same really. And this right here was actually this down candle before the up move. This down candle before the up move that broke this market structure. This is a bullish order block right there. So as long as it stays within here, this is where you would want to be looking for longs. You'd want to be looking for longs right here, and you'd want to be looking for longs right here. Most of the time I look for longs in the support area, but if you really dial it down, you could look for longs in this area as well. So that is Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum. Okay, so now let's go on to Ethereum. So actually let's start off on the higher time frame Ethereum chart just to get a bigger picture. So remember how I said Bitcoin was going down 85% on the last couple cycles? Well, last cycle Ethereum went down 94%. So if it's going to go down another, 94%, then that would be all the way down to $287 per Ethereum. So just keep that in mind for Ethereum. Personally, I would love to get it at 555. That's my price. That's my all-in to Ethereum buy-in price right here, 555. Because I think it could come down to 500 or 400, even 470, whatever. It could come all the way down here, but I want to be all in 555. This is, if Ethereum hits $500, I might sell the second condo, and my car and everything else, and just go all into Ethereum again, because it was Ethereum getting into it right around $400, or no, I think it was 200 something dollars. That's when I really threw most of what I had into Ethereum, and that was the greatest thing for me back then. So if it comes down here, then that's where I would want to get it for sure. So that's the big picture thing for Ethereum. The other thing is that basically let me go into the weekly chart. So Ethereum on the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart for Ethereum, we had the run up for the merge, right? And then since the merge happened, this is the day of the merge, which is, being down only, and we're getting into the area of support. So let me put this as green. So we have this nice area of support that we're coming into, aka demand, And if we come down into this $1,000 range, I mean, this $1,000 area, people really like to buy Ethereum at around $1,000. So I would love to get Ethereum around $1,000. Also, you can see that there is some type of formation over here. What does my ETH USDT chart look like on the lower time frames? On the lower time frames, start looking for shorting opportunities. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. That's crazy. Wow. This sucks. December 14th. I was busy. I've been super busy, so I didn't catch this. But this was what I plotted out right here, was to start looking for shorting opportunities. So I guess I should have seen this on the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, oh my God, that would have been so perfect. So we had this huge move up, and then we had this swing failure pattern right here, right there. We had the swing failure pattern up above this move. So as soon as this happened, could have easily put on a short position like this, you know, and then targeted. I would have targeted down here. Where would I have targeted? Right there is where I would have targeted. Damn, that would have been a great trade. I didn't do that though. So it really goes to show you have to really be on this. So I'm definitely going to be looking at this every day. Maybe I'll be doing, actually, you know what I think I'm going to be doing? I think I'm going to be doing these like short-term trades, and maybe just like short-term video updates every day, and looking at that. I don't want to over trade, but it really seems like you have to be in the market all the time in order to catch these things, or at least you need to have your alerts set. So for Ethereum right now, what is going on? Well, also I wanted to short at 1400. I wanted to short up here too, but I don't know. Get rid of that. Actually, no, I'll keep that. I'll keep that there. So it came up to here, had the, oh, it even had the rejection of this. This was really good too. So this right here was the range, right? You could see, really honestly, the range was this entire range right here, from the bottom to the top to the bottom. I don't, get rid of this. Get rid of this. So there's three ranges. This bottom range, this, and then this top range. Well, two ranges, whatever. You can see the top range right here. You can see the bottom range right here. So it fell into the bottom range. Then this was the shorting opportunity. It came above it. That was the longing opportunity. Fell back below it. That was the shorting opportunity. But could have looked at this, saw the swing failure pattern happen right there, and then got into a short. Got into a short right there, targeting either right here, but that would have only been a 1-1. So the next target would be down there. It probably won't hit. So this would have to be the target. So it really wasn't the best trade. But regardless, let me look at this. I'm looking at this. I'm trying to look at this and see something. But I don't see much. I really don't see that much. The only thing I see is that on the higher time frame, we had the back here we had this bullish order. We had the down move before the up move that broke the market structure, broke this huge range, and then we came all the way back down, and we came right back down into it, and we pumped, and then we formed this range. So we're just in this range. There's not much to do. You could take the fib from here to here. Look, we're at the 61.8. That's good. We're at the golden ratio, so that's pretty good. And we are at the down move before that move that broke this market structure. So we are at this bullish order block. We're within this bullish order block. So you could go down into the lower time frames, look for something similar to Bitcoin. Let's look at the 1 hour. You really have to look at the 1 hour. So we broke down below these lows. We closed down below these lows, and we made a swing failure pattern. So This is actually sort of bullish. This is pretty bullish for Ethereum right here. Swing failure pattern down below these lows, back into the range. So short term can do something like this. Short term, this is only a 1.55 hour trade though. So potentially can do something like this. Well, this is a 2.59 hour trade. So this is actually a pretty good trade. So this, right here, bullish OB right there. So within the bullish OB on the higher time frame, we have the 1 hour swing failure pattern back into the range of where things were closing. That seems bullish to me. Plus we have the MACD moving up. We have the RSI moving up, looking pretty good. How about the 4 hour? What's the 4 hour look like? 4 hour, not the biggest fan of the MACD. I do like the RSI. Stochastic RSI, not the best, but it's not the worst either. I'd say that this is a decent trade setup. Although what happens a lot of the time is there is another move back down to, like, you know, even all the way down here sometimes. But I would say actually there's probably going to be another, like, you know, swing down. So I'd probably do this. This is probably what I would do. I'd put a trade on like this. So yeah, I'm going to put this trade on. And so let's see if this trade works out. That's going to be it for this market update video. We got Bitcoin, we got Ethereum, we got the dollar, we got the stock market, and a little bit of my overall strategy. So hopefully this was informative, and I will be putting out more videos very soon. I've been trying to move, but you know, people aren't wanting to move anymore, I guess. So that's been taking up a lot of my time, but I'm just going to be putting out videos as much as I possibly can. I've said that before, but we'll see. We'll see. So anyway, keep on stacking those sats, keep on making those gains, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember, 2023 is right around the corner, and 2024 is going to be a freaking awesome year. 2023 can be the most awesome year if you make it. If you make the decision to make 2023 the most awesome year yet, it can be the most awesome year yet. I know 2022 sort of sucked for a lot of people, but you could turn it around in 2023. It's all about your mentality. It's all about the way that you view the world. It's all about the hardships that you go through, building you up into a better person, and you taking all of the energy that you have and all of the things that really pushed you down and getting back up, using that as a force, as a comeback story. So that is the goal for 2023 for, I'm sure, a lot of people, and I really hope that 2023 is your best year ever. I'm going to certainly try to make it mine. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thanks again for watching. Talk to y'all later. Bye.